Hello and welcome back. Today I want to talk about how things start to manifest and literally fall into alignment when you are honoring your true path. So we're going to be looking at your mission and your purpose and the higher calling that your soul is here for, and how that is a unique match for the things that are meant for you and that you desire. So I see this time and time again where women are wanting to call in different things and they have these specific desires. And they try to create it from force or from hustle or working harder because that's what society has taught us to do. When in reality, when you get into alignment, those things will naturally magnetize to you. They're going to attract to you because they are meant for you. So the vibrational alignment is actually the key thing to be focusing on. And as you probably have heard me talk about many times before, the things that often get in the way of our vibrational alignment are the subconscious beliefs, the energetic blocks, the past pains or traumas or woundings that we are still holding on to. So I'm going to be diving into all of this, and specifically I'm going to be sharing a client story because the things that she manifested from this work were absolutely unreal in regards to increasing her income, attracting new clients in her business, attracting incredible travel opportunities, and getting to go to destinations that she was wanting to manifest but had no idea how it was going to happen. And literally out of thin air, these opportunities were presented to her, receiving different gifts and just an increase in her overall confidence and her identity in her mission. So this specific woman and client of mine, she was in an MLM. I said that really weirdly. MLM, and she was really passionate about empowering other people through this product that she believed in very deeply. And on top of that, she was starting her own business as well with like the coaching space and doing different work there. So she had these couple different income streams and avenues that felt super aligned to her, and as I said, were things that she was like very passionate about and believed in. But the problem or the main issue that was showing up and blocking her was that she didn't really believe in herself. So even though she believed in the product from that business and she believed in the ways she could help and coach other people, she didn't feel confident in herself in her day-to-day life. And it was this incongruency that made every action kind of come with the vibration of like being hesitant and being timid, and that kind of planning for failure. And I know I have been there myself in the past where it's like when I haven't fully trusted what I'm doing, I am logically planning like plan A, plan B, plan C, like, well, if this doesn't work, I guess I can do that, or if this thing falls through, I guess I'll try that next. And one of the biggest things I've learned in general with mindset over the years and also with energetics is just the fact that you want to be decisive. Like, you want to be very clear, because if not, your energy is now scattered and kind of all over the place, and you're not like committing to what you desire. So I think it's in, I won't even try, but the word decide literally means to kill, because when you make a decision, when you decide on something, you kill off all other potential options, potential realities. So although I obviously talk about timelines often and like how there are infinite possibilities for us, when you are taking a specific action, you want to be very decisive, very confident, very embodied, very clear in what it is you're doing. And the confusing part is that on the side of that, you can also have an openness to it being something even better. But that's a very different thing, right? Being open to it being this, plan A, or something even better than I could imagine, which is opening your energetic field and allowing the divine to bring infinite possible better realities to you. That's very different than if we're making a plan B and a plan C and well, if this fails, aka if this doesn't work, then maybe this thing can happen, or then I'll try that, or I can go back and revert to this place that I was settling in before, right? One is opening you to the highest possible outcome, and one is planning and preparing for the lower possible outcomes. So with that side tangent out of the way, I had coffee today. I'm sorry. I'm like, sometimes I'm a little giddy when I have coffee. So when she came to me first, this client, this is the place she was in. And so she was trying very hard to commit and decide that, like, this is the path. I'm going to trust it. This is what feels best. And I'm ready to embody the version of me who's already having success in these avenues, right? Stepping into that identity. But there were parts of her that were, well, I'll plan for the failure. I'll have these other options kind of open on the table in case it doesn't work. And as I said, that makes your energetic field a little bit wonky, because now you're kind of like, you're not a vibrational match for the highest, you're all over the place and like open to worse potential realities. So that was one of the things that she focused on inside my mission bundle, connecting to the energetic signature of, I am in alignment with what is destined for me. I'm embodying the identity. I'm holding the confidence, right? And doing all the different work around that to clear out the distortions, the illusions. And for her, a lot of it was based on past trauma and past times of being let down. And so she had this fear of believing that she would be supported in the best case scenario because she had been let down so many times in the past. That kind of feeling of like waiting for the other shoe to drop, or like it can't be this good. And so that is part of why then she muddled up her energy, unintentionally, of course, but kind of preparing for if things went wrong and trying to get ready on how she'd handle it, instead of just like holding and embodying the highest possible vision where success is inevitable. I know deep within every cell of my being that this is what I'm here for. I believe in a loving divine creator who is supporting me in all that I'm here to do, because of course I'm supported in what I'm meant for, and the impact and the reach and the abundance and the freedom, the travel, all of it. So there was so much work around the energetics, the vibration that I just spoke to, but also the subconscious beliefs. Also looking at all the reasons she was feeling like she would fail or feeling unworthy of having the good things. And for her specifically, as well as for most women, and I'll speak for myself as well, this was so big for me, was the work on creating a healthier masculine relationship to her inner masculine. Because our mission and your mission work, the way you're showing up, the business, the impact, the money, the things that you are building, these are very masculine characteristics. And if, as a woman, and I'm obviously speaking general because I typically work with women primarily, but as a woman, if you have a lot of wounds towards the masculine from your father, from past relationships, from siblings, extended family members, what have you, then your sense of trusting the masculine energy to support and provide and be safe and be stable and, you know, be something that you can actually like relax into and lean on and know that it's got you, that might be non-existent if you haven't had that kind of healthy masculine energy around you. So for myself, and I believe I've spoken about this elsewhere, but I'll do a quick general, this was so big for me because I personally had always felt very abandoned by my dad because of him being so busy with work and his business and not really being present. I didn't really get the emotional support or physical presence, and I didn't really feel like he listened or understood me when I was around him. And that made me feel very rejected and very abandoned. I didn't really feel like I could trust the masculine to hold me in the ways that I needed or wanted it. So if we look at that in energetics and just kind of in the way that like masculine pillar ripples into other masculine things, that spread out into my relationship with money and my relationship with my business and my mission. Because it was like, if I haven't really felt safe to trust the masculine at its highest in my closest relationship, which was my dad, and then I had other wounds with past experiences, with losing my brother, with being really poorly treated by men in my life, like all of these things just added to this wound that I wasn't good enough and that the masculine wouldn't support me or hold me or provide for me in the ways that I needed, in like that well-rounded way. So that gets projected out of the energetic body and the subconscious beliefs, and it's like we're projecting that outwards. So I'm just like a walking beacon. I'm a walking signal for this is what I attract, this is what I believe, this is what I think is normal. And it's like a little radar sending out and pulling back the matching frequency. So for many years in my business and with my relationship to money even, it reflected back to me exactly what I had believed my whole life, which was that the masculine is going to abandon me, it's rejecting me, it's not really supporting me, I'm not being seen and heard and valued for my truest self, I don't feel safe. So then that also affects how I show up, and I don't show up with the full confidence or the full authenticity, right? All these ways, these things are intertwined. So with this specific woman, that is part of what was reflecting to her in her physical reality with her business and her career, is that she had grown up feeling very disempowered and very much like she needed a physical man outside of her to provide, and that she wasn't capable of it. So her self-confidence around her own abilities to, build and attract and receive and hold on to and expand and scale and all these things that she wanted, internally and unconsciously, she didn't see herself as capable. She didn't feel confident and she didn't believe in that ability. So it was through the energetics and the quantum healing hypnosis that she started to shift that. And that's part of the process that I teach in the mission bundle, which is related to the inner masculine healing and basically resurrecting your own inner masculine template. And it's like calling forward the hero within you and that divine masculine archetype, so that instead of internalizing the wounded masculine that maybe has been present for you as well, instead of that being part of your energetic body that's now sending out and attracting back that little radar, right? As you shift and you create a healthy internal masculine, it's shifting your entire architecture, like the entire way that you hold yourself and carry yourself and what you believe. And this has been life-changing for me because of all the trauma I had with men, to start to feel like my own inner masculine is so fucking fierce and will protect and set boundaries and honor me and create a safe space for what is sacred and for my authenticity to come through. And it took years of doing the work to rebuild that, and huge quantum leaps every time. But basically restructuring my consciousness around the masculine energy so that I could embody that. And as my inner masculine got stronger and more healthy and representing the desired qualities of masculine energy, my feminine got to feel safe and my feminine got to relax and show up differently, right? And be who she was. And then that's where the natural radiance, the magnetism comes through. So inside Mission, these are all different things that I teach you how to do, and I give you the activations, the recordings to listen to so that you can continue to restructure yourself as well, mind, body, and soul, in alignment to not only healing that masculine side so that you can have that healthy balance, but then also aligning with your mission template and the destiny that you're here for, and feeling the bigness and allowing your whole body at a cellular level to be activated for all that you're here for, which requires clearing out a lot of the junk that has been accumulating this whole lifetime and that otherwise would weigh you down. So as my client went through this process herself, this is where all the magic happened. And this is where the shifts came in, that she went from really inconsistent months in her MLM business to having steady sales every single week and seeing literally everything shift and turn in her favor, and feeling confident in how she was showing up, trusting herself, trusting her own inner masculine to have the structure, the steadiness, the confidence or the strength to show up every single day. And allowing this new harmonious shift to take place so that she could truly feel empowered in what she was doing and who she was being. And this work shifted her relationships in family, friends, all these dynamics, but specifically here with the business, with the career, with manifesting dream clients and having the sales come in, and see that she was capable of providing for herself and capable of receiving the provision that ultimately the divine is bringing through, because this is her channel. This is how she's meant to be showing up and serving in the world. And now she's allowing that process to take place. She's no longer blocking it or feeling unworthy or collapsing into the pain. So it's all about the constant restructuring to realign with what you know you're meant for. And pulling this all the way back to the beginning, that is where the manifestation then happens. Because as I said, what's meant for you is meant for you. If you are in alignment, it's going to come in. There's nothing you need to do. You don't need to force. You don't need to make it happen. You're a vibrational match, so it will arrive if you're being that frequency, right? The problem is that most of us have never been taught this. And in fact, most of us have been programmed very negatively, and we've been impacted by such deep trauma and pain and lower level programming on the planet. And so we have to do a lot of work to get there first, and a lot of clearing and releasing and seeing that those things that we think are true are actually just illusions. So what you desire, what you want to build, what you want to create, the ways that you know, like a part of you knows, this is what I'm here for. When you clear out the junk that's in the way, you're left standing there as your true self, standing as your higher self, as the embodied self. And you're going to see that those things manifest really easily, just like they did for this woman, where she was shocked and she was like, I don't understand. Like, you wouldn't believe the things that have happened in the past week. And I was like, I would believe it because I've seen it all the time. And this is what happens when we get back into alignment. So just noticing and like reminding yourself, remembering the power that you have as a conscious co-creator. And when you get out of the place of being stuck in unconscious patterns, unconscious beliefs, this unconscious kind of wounded energy that you might perhaps be operating in, when you clear that out, it's like, boom, you suddenly rise very quickly and your whole mission, your impact, all that you're here to create and do and be and share is going to be a match for that, and it's going to come in so, so beautifully. So if you want more support with this, as I mentioned, this is the stuff that I teach inside Mission, and it's all about activating these next levels. And I am guiding you through the heavy lifting, through the process of clearing out, releasing, and rebuilding. And it's the most beautiful process because this work is always about connecting to a higher power and coming back to your truth, coming back to who you were always meant to be. And the rest of your reality is going to fall into alignment when you're being that version of you. When she was being the confident, embodied, empowered businesswoman, CEO, like believing in the actions she was taking, fully focused on the desired timeline and stepping in that every day, the whole reality just fell into alignment because that's how it works. So the link for Mission is in the description down below if you want to check it out, if you want to work through this process and have my support. I would love to see you in there. I would love to help you with this and help you make the impact that you're here for. So I hope this was helpful. I'm sending you so much love, and I hope I will see you on the inside.